Well, hello. I cannot wait to share with you that I know the secret to a healthy long life, and it's not diet. My name is Laura Frontero. I'm a family nurse practitioner, and I've been taking care of people for 20 years. And my goal is to bring you little bits of health information that's easy to digest and easy to make a part of your regular life. So here we go. We're going to jump into this topic today. What is the secret to longevity and a healthy life? And it's not diet. Isn't that crazy? Because you're going to hear that all over the internet and all over the place that diet is the reason that you can live a long life. So yesterday I attended a lecture by Dr. Sean Hashmi, and he is a nephrologist, which means he's a kidney doctor. And he also specializes in nutrition for adults and helping adults who are overweight maintain and gain a normal weight and a healthy life. And he did a lot of talking about something called the blue zones yesterday. And I'm curious if you know what the blue zones are. And I had heard of them, and it's really fascinating, and I learned so much about it yesterday. The blue zones are areas around the world where people live to be up into their 90s, up to 100, and they are, for the most part, free of chronic illness. Their bodies are mobile long into their 90s up to 100, and these are healthy communities. There's 5 areas around the world, and these are areas that we can learn from. That if we can emulate what these people are doing, then we can help ensure our own health is long and that we live very healthy, disease-free lives. So these 5 areas are mostly in remote areas around the world. So Sardinia is a little island off of Italy. There's a little island in Greece. There is a peninsula in Costa Rica, Okinawa, Japan, and then the most, interesting place that I would never expect is actually in Southern California, and it's Loma Linda, California, which is not far from me here in San Diego. But researchers have studied the traits of these communities of people around the world, and what they found is that they do hold something in common. And I'm going to tell you something right now that is not popular, and I'm going to tell you that all the experts out there who are telling you that they've got the diet that can change your life, if you just follow this diet plan, you're going to lose weight and keep it off, and you're going to be disease free, and they've got to keep the key to wellness. I'm going to tell you right now that they're lying, because diet is not that key to your health. It's a part of it, but there's a lot more. And so what I learned yesterday from this nephrologist, Dr. Hashmi, is that there are 4 traits that these blue areas around the world share. So let's get into those. And we can use the acronym SELF, S-E-L-F, and that stands for sleep, exercise, love, and food. So let's talk about those 4 things. Number 1, S stands for sleep. The people around the world, they get enough sleep. They understand that sleep is important for them to rejuvenate their bodies, to be able to have enough energy for the next day, and they honor their time to sleep. So that's the very first thing you can do, is start getting a good night's sleep. And the definition of that is different for different people. Not everyone needs 8 hours. Some people need a little bit more. So you got to figure out what your sweet zone is and get that sleep. The next thing is exercise. And these people who live in these zones around the world, for the most part, I would say with the exception of Loma Linda, but all those other areas are really remote areas. These are not, urbanized areas. And these people farm their food, they work the land, they climb up half of a mountain to get to work, and they keep their bodies in motion is what they're doing. That's the common thing that they all have. Even those folks in Loma Linda, they might not be farming their own food, but exercise and keeping their bodies in motion is a normal part of their everyday life. So the next part of this acronym SELF is the L, and that stands for sleep, exercise, love. Okay, so love. And oh man, this is one that we all have to work on, myself included. But what that means is that these people in these areas have really fulfilling, really strong relationships with their loved ones, with their families, with their friends. They're active in their religion, in their communities. They are positive people. They are low stress. And most of the people in these communities are not millionaires. They're not living in mansions. They're not driving fast cars. They're not accumulating stuff in their lives. They have more simple lives, and they are stress-free, and that is a really big piece to living a long life. We know that stress really makes it hard for us to maintain good health. And the last part of that acronym, F, stands for food. And so there's where diet comes in. Nobody will be successful on a diet unless you have those other three components, unless you're getting good sleep, unless you're moving your body and getting exercise, and unless you reduce stress and have loving relationships in your life. So the food part is really a very key and central part to health. It's not the only thing though. So in these communities, these people are eating whole grains, they're eating fruits, they're eating vegetables, they are eating fish, they are not eating much red meat. It's more for special occasions or celebratory occasions. They have low saturated fat, and they prepare their own food. They aren't eating processed foods. I mean, most of these remote areas in the world, they don't have access to processed food or fast food. And so that might make it a little different from where we're living, because we live in these big urbanized areas where everything's go, 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 fast paced. We've got the daily grind to get to work. And how do we, in these urban areas, start living the same kind of lifestyle as these blue zones? And I want to tell you that it's possible, but it takes a mindset, it takes a shift. So the way that people are successful at being healthy and living a long life is based in the concept of lifestyle, not diet. And so Dr. Hajmi yesterday said to us, think about the word lifestyle. It starts with life. And think about the word diet. It starts with die. And I mean, the whole room cracked up and laughed because it's so true, right? So how do you incorporate this acronym of SELF into our urban lives? So the first thing I would say to accomplish this in a modern world is that you find ways to make healthy food taste good. You find ways to get together with your family, with your friends, and cook together and make healthy food a healthy part of your regular socialization, that you meal prep, that you, oh my gosh, now we can get boxes of food delivered to our house, healthy ingredients that we can make foods quickly at home. You don't have to go to the grocery store and keep lists and shop anymore. The world is becoming an easier and easier place to access healthy food. So take advantage of that. Find ways to exercise and make exercise a meaningful part of your life. And so that means, bike to work or walk at lunch, or find an activity that you and your family can do together on a regular basis to keep your bodies moving, to stay in motion, because most of us don't have a farm to tend to, right? But we've got to find out a way. The definition of exercise is not putting in your 2 days at the gym for the week and then you're done. You got to keep moving. And this is something that we're all working on. I'm a work in progress myself. I have days where I just don't get my body moving enough. So listening to this lecture yesterday was very inspiring for me to get better at this, to be better at this. So surround yourself with people who lift you up and don't cause you stress, and try to eliminate those people in your life who drain you. If you can't change the people in your life, change the people in your life. It's pretty profound, right? I learned that from John Addison last week, and I just love that quote. It was really it really hit me. So change the people in your life if you need to, but be positive. Be a glass is half full kind of a person instead of half empty. And remember that when you're putting happiness out there, that's what you get back. If you're putting negative out there, that's what you get back, and your stress levels are going to get bigger. So find a way to change that outlook. And I'm a deeply, perfectly flawed human being, and I have days where I'm on the negative. So I got to remember to be more on the positive with that. So we're going to get much deeper into nutrition this month. We're going to talk about carbs. We're going to talk about fats. We're going to talk about proteins. We're going to talk about plant-based versus animal-based. We're going to talk about all the kinds of diets out there. We're going to get into this, but I wanted to set the tone for really having a successful weight loss program, for really having a successful journey to better health. It starts with a lifestyle. It doesn't start with a diet, and it starts with self. So sleep, exercise, love, food. Those are your big ones. All right. Until next time, all of you take good care. And the very first thing I want you to start today is I want you to get a good night's sleep today. That's what I'm going to head off and do pretty soon. All right. We'll talk soon. Bye.